Amy. How are you doing today?
Honestly, I'm really nervous. Not gonna lie.
That's alright. I appreciate the honesty. I understand that therapy can be very overwhelming for people, and the first session is often the hardest one to get to. So I congratulate you for making it out here today. So my name is Julieta. You can call me Juli or Doc or whatever makes you feel the most comfortable.
Okay, Julieta works.
Alright. So before we begin, I would like to go over some logistics and some guidelines with you just to make sure that you and I both have a clear understanding of what's going on here. So I would like you to know that I am bound by the laws imposed by the American Psychological Association and their ethics and guidelines, as well as under Florida psychological law. I don't know if you're familiar with confidentiality.
You mean like privacy and keeping things between us?
Yeah, precisely. So therapist-client privilege is a right that you have, and what that basically means is that the conversations that you and I have in this room are not leaving this room. Now, exclusions to this. If you waive therapist-client privilege at any point for, say, a court case and you want to bring out some information that was spoken about here, or if you mention to me that you are in the process or planning to obtain any services that might harm yourself or others, or if you're trying to get any firearms or anything of the sort, and if you say anything that makes me believe that you are a danger to yourself or a danger to others, or if I have any suspicions of child or elder abuse. Does that make sense?
If there's no threat, then we stay private, correct?
Correct, yeah. Otherwise, everything that is spoken between us stays between us. I would like you to know that I do have a supervisor who does have access to your case and your files, but he won't be regularly looking into this, and he's more so just there to supervise and ensure that I'm giving you the best services possible for your specific issues. Like I said, I'm here for you, and I would love to make your life a little bit easier. So I just want to make sure that you're comfortable with the process that's going on here.
Good to hear.
Do you have any questions for me?
Not really. The confidentiality is pretty straightforward.
Okay, great. We can move on from that. So as far as consultation goes, similar process. I have a team of colleagues that I refer to, and this is a vital part of the psychology process in the same way that in the medical field or any scientific field, any peer review or just bouncing off of each other with ideas can be really helpful. So if there were any situation where I had to go over things mentioned in our sessions, you will never have your name mentioned. I might go into your rough age and demographics at the most and give a brief synopsis of what's happening in the situation. But otherwise, everything that goes on in here stays between you and me, and I would like you to feel comfortable sharing whatever it is that you have to share with me ultimately.
Yeah, I don't mind as long as they don't know who I am.
Alright, that's great. So, now that we have that out of the way, I would also like to make it clear that each session that we have together is going to be 55 minutes long. If you would like to reschedule, you can call the office in advance and let us know. I'm flexible. I have no problem any day throughout the week as long as I don't have any client booked. But if something comes up with you, I understand life is tricky. We'll make it work. Now, if you are over 15 minutes late to the session, I will have to cancel that session. Obviously, sometimes things happen and we can work around that when it does. But if anything does cut past that 15-minute mark, we will have to reschedule and write you for the next session. And due to a tight schedule sometimes and insurance, I'm not able to do half sessions or anything. So I just want to make sure that's clear with you.
Yeah, no problem.
And I see here that we do have your insurance on file. Okay, perfect.
Yep.
All right. So what do you feel about therapy? What are your initial ideas?
Therapy kind of scares me. I've done it before, and it honestly didn't go very well. I feel like I didn't bond with my therapist, but I'd like to try it again because maybe that was just an issue between me and her, you know? I'd like to try it again this time around with someone who I can actually trust and open up to.
Yeah, this is very common.
I'm glad you understand. I really just didn't get along with her, unfortunately. You know?
You're not alone at all. This has happened to many people. This is one of the most popular reasons that people do drop out of therapy. I'm very happy to hear you're giving it another chance. And hopefully this time around you can get more comfortable and feel more capable of expressing yourself. Okay. So I'm just going to be asking you some standard questions that I have to take out of the way. I ask everybody these same questions. It's standard procedure. And I'm just going to be writing them down here. You have my full attention. Is it okay? Does it bother you that I'm typing?
Not at all. Go for it.
Okay. All right. So, I have here that you're 22 years old.
Yes.
Okay. And where do you work? Are you currently employed?
Yeah, I recently got a job. I work at the mall.
And what is it that you do at the mall?
I work at Claire's.
Okay, Claire's. I used to shop there.
Yeah, me too.
And how do you feel about your job?
I don't love it. It's okay. It's what I have for now, but it's definitely not what I want to do for the rest of my life.
How long have you been there for?
A couple months now, not too long. It's a new job to just tide myself over for now.
And to your understanding, what brings you in to see me today?
I just moved here from Portland, alone without my family, and I've been very lonely. I've never lived alone before. This is my first time,
Wow.
and I don't know anyone in the city. And I'm just not making great decisions, and I'm not taking care of myself. I'm trying to make better decisions, but I feel like I'm in this rut that I can't get out of.
I can see why that might make things difficult for you. That seems like a really hard situation to be facing with alone.
I'm generally independent, but it's hard to be here with no friends or family.
Okay. Thank you for being honest with me and letting me know. I'll keep that in mind and we'll keep going through these basic questions. So we left off on work. What can you tell me about your family?
So there's my dad. He's 60. I really love him. We get along pretty well.
Okay.
I have 2 younger sisters and I love them to death, but I'm practically their mother at this point, you know.
How old are they?
Leah's 10 and Caitlin's 6. I took over after my mom left when we were younger.
I'm sorry to hear.
It's okay. I got pretty used to it. You know, I was pretty young, so.
Alright. And do you feel close with your family today?
Yeah, once my mom left, we all became much closer. And since I moved away
I
too.
think it's great that you keep in touch. It's very clear to me how important they are to you already.
Yeah, they're my rock, you know. I always come back to them for support.
Having a good support system is one of the best things you can do for yourself, so I think it's very healthy that you have it so clear that your family is so supportive of your latest endeavors and that you have them to come back to in times of need.
Yeah, they're super supportive of me being out here.
And in terms of family medical history,
My father has generalized anxiety disorder, which I think explains a lot about me.
alright, so when it comes to your current emotional distress, and again, these are questions I have to ask everybody, have you had any thoughts of depression lately?
Yeah, I've been feeling really alone and isolated, and it's hard to do things.
How about any overwhelming thoughts of anxiety?
My future stresses me out a lot, and just not knowing what to do other than working at Claire's.
That's understandable.
I just don't know what to do with my life.
The majority of Americans feel stressed with their jobs alone, and when you add in any other factors such as your recent move and being without your family, it's completely acceptable, if not expected, to be overwhelmed at a time like this so soon. And are you currently experiencing any suicidal ideations or any desire to harm yourself?
I'm not suicidal. I'm just very depressed, I think, and down.
Very good. How about any thoughts to harm others?
Definitely not.
Okay, perfect. Alright. And what can you tell me about your childhood?
I got bullied a lot in high school, and it was just hard to see other people make friends so easily.
That sounds difficult.
Yeah, I just always had difficulty making friends. I never really felt like I fit in at all, you know what I mean?
So correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you've always kind of struggled with these feelings of isolation and loneliness, correct?
Yeah, I felt this way through all of high school, just the whole time.
High school can be a very difficult time. You have all the emotions coming from puberty as well as everybody else dealing with the same exact emotions at the same exact time.
Yeah, we're all very moody, and I feel like it was just hard for me to understand other people's moods when I couldn't even understand mine.
And how is your social life?
It got a lot better, I think, after high school,
Okay.
but I'm not really
Do you
sure.
have any friends while you've been here?
Not really. I don't know the area. I don't know where to go. I don't know anybody. It's tough.
It can be hard to make friends in a new city, especially when you are already stressed about your job.
Yeah, it just feels like
It's
stress
a lot
on
to have
stress.
on your plate. Okay, we're gonna work on a mental status exam. This is standard procedure. Questions I ask everybody. It's just to get a general understanding of your current cognitive state. So I'm gonna mention 3 words now, and you're gonna let me know if you remember them later on during our interview. Pie, cold, and gym.
Got it.
Now I'm gonna see and get a sense of your orientation. What day is it today?
Wednesday the 24th.
What is your name?
Amy Monkey.
What state are we in?
Florida.
And what building are we in?
Orlando Psychiatric Association.
Okay. I would like for you to count backwards from 100 in seconds. Take your time. There's no rush. Just count backwards from 100 in increments of 7.
193, 84.
Okay. Thank you very much.